us. We have a very special inspirational this morning, a poet. Brianna Barnett is a senior at Agnes Scott College. Miss Barnett, if you would come up and please present to us your inspirational message. Thank you so much for being here today.
So I'll be sharing two short pieces with you. The first is called Noose to Necklace, and it was shared at the DeKalb NAACP Remembrance and Reconciliation event in September. And the next is Ode to Thanksgiving Classics, just because Thanksgiving is around the corner. So I hope you enjoy. I asked God how to turn a noose into a necklace. God laughed at me and said, the same way you turned your chains into bangles, the same way you made whips into bow ties and brand marks into candles, God said. Turn their blood into paints and create portraits, God said. Sew their white sheets into head wraps and feast with their pitchforks, God said. Make museums out of memories and become a tour guide of truth-telling. I asked God how to revive the dead gone too soon. God smirked and said, but aren't they already alive? Observe the curve of your hip to see the hills they traveled. Your eyes hold their stories that slowly unravel with each blink, each tear, each wink. Their heart beats and they sing, glory, glory, and praise God's name. I asked God how to breathe again. God said, write a love letter to your lungs. Reintroduce your diaphragm to laughter, sunshine, and fault lines traced by your imperfections. I asked God how to forgive. This time God cried and said, I haven't mastered it myself. I asked God how to find peace. God was silent, because it's up to you and me. And aren't we already writing tranquility with our fingers, our voices, our footsteps? We reconcile through resilient smiles, and isn't that some kind of magic? Because we will always bounce back. The next is Ode to Thanksgiving Classics. Ode to cornbread, for teaching us that anyone can rise with the right amount of yeast, how easy it is to crumble with the weight of foreign teeth. Ode to collard greens, seasoned with Atlantic sea salt our ancestors couldn't digest. Ode to sweet potato souffle, just because it tastes like heaven's teardrops, sweet but strong, similar to Black Baptist gospel song. And don't we make music when we eat her? Our rumba-like chewing drum beats digestion, recreating earth tones with each progression. Ode to mac and cheese, to remind us that it's okay to bend backwards out of shape, lather ourselves in warmth without thinking of possible mistakes. Ode to green beans, for snapping us into reality, boiling our anger into action and reminding us of our hypocrisy. Ode to the less than perfect pies, for reminding us that we are anything but symmetric, but still all of perfection. Ode to all of those stuffed and carved without a thank you, without giving anything but their last breath. This poem is to remind us that Thanksgiving isn't just about the present, but the past, the future, and those who didn't make it. So let us feast. For those whose jaws can no longer open, feet can no longer stomp, and words can no longer be spoken, let us feast for them all. Thank you for having me today.
Thank you so much. Those were both uplifting as well as thought-provoking words. We really appreciate you being here, Brianna,